So, Yashimataji, good evening, brothers and sisters, wherever you be. Because I don't know where you're from. I don't really know who's joined us tonight, but thank you for coming along. Another evening of nothing, I hope, except for watching Shrimataji. No, we're not going to watch Shrimataji. We're going to look at some feelings and comments by Baba Mama and Saj Yogis, which we filmed many years ago. But they're very relevant still today. And they might spark a few thoughts in our heads and help us think, well, why do I do this? Or why do I like this? Or how has Saj Yoga affected me? Etc. So, nothing dramatically new this evening. I think we'll just do a normal settling down little few minutes just to get ourselves ready for the video and meditation. Some of you might have had a hard day, some of you might have had an easy day, some of you might have had a fun day, and some of you had a very hard working day. So we want to let all that dissolve. So I'll put on just a little bit of music at the beginning to help us just settle down, and let's settle, let's get our feet flat, get ourselves comfortable, and in a few minutes we'll raise our kundalinis. But what the idea is to get ourselves in the central channel, in the sushumna, and we have to balance ourselves, please do, but the idea is to get ourselves in the center and then raise the kundalini. And that's not my idea, this is Srimataji said this, that we shouldn't be doing these kind of things just automatically, hoping they'll work. We need to be strong with our attention when we do it. The whole system reacts to it. Okay. So just let's close our eyes and settle down, and we'll start a little meditation quietly. So this music always to me feels like in a great empty space, like in the desert, or some area which is very open to the sky. So in this space, there's nothing to distract us. So as it is the end of the day, lots of thoughts might be flooding through us, clamoring for our attention. So let them come and let them go. Just see if we can make that space. Actually, Mataji has suggested the space as one thought goes, falls down, and if the other one rises, there's a space. Let's see if we can jump into that space or make that space longer. Each thought falls down, fades away, and another thought hurries in to get our attention. That space in between the thoughts is there. That's the one we have to expand. So let's just remind ourselves we're using this time now to be still, become centered, calm ourselves at the beginning of the evening. So now, with our attention on the Sushumna, on the central channel, and on the Sahasrara, let's raise the Kundalini and put ourselves in Bandhan, please. So this evening we're going to have part 2 of the interviews which we saw part 1 of earlier this month. And these 2 sections are personal experiences and then people's feelings about Sri Mataji, including Baba Mama. So I'm going to stop share and get into the film.
Shri Mataji, along with all we family members, were regularly visiting Gandhiji's ashram, which is just about 50 miles away from Nagpur. And we were called by Gandhiji on many an occasion. And I have seen Shri Mataji talking to Gandhiji. I was too small to understand or decipher what she was talking about. But I have seen her talking to him as a child, maybe of 14 or 15 years. And they used to talk of deep matters which I could not comprehend. She must have been about 15 or 16 years.
Well, that's something which cannot be described very easy, because it's a feeling that you have inside when you have a meditation which leads you very deep, and then you just know what you are. This cannot be described. It's very clear. There's no doubt about it. I mean, at that time when I had it the first time, I was about 1 year in Sahaja Yoga. It happened to me in India, and there was a festival going on, there were some marriages, and I had such a deep experience of being the spirit, and it was so doubtless at that moment. And whenever I had any fear or any doubts afterwards, I just remembered this thing I had, and it all vanished again.
General and deep changes in my life. I can't say in words, but I feel that my life, my way of thinking, my way of behaving, of relating with people, and with everything which surrounds me is changing. I can also tell that there are some particular things, let's say that I'm giving up smoking, for example, and I've tried so many times without success. And I've given up drinking, even though I regret it a little bit. Not that I was a heavy drinker, but I liked a glass of wine at a table, and now I'm not able to drink it any longer. And for all the other deeper aspects of changes, these are things that I really can't tell in words for now, for the moment. But it is a general change. I must say that an inner calm, you say calm, is something that I've never experienced before, even though I've been looking for this for so many years, also in my profession. I'm a psychoanalyst, and that's this kind of calm, of inner certainty, I don't know how to tell, that sometimes make vanish, how do you say, all the problems in one moment, and reality changes.
So the benefits have been countless really since coming to Sahaja Yoga. Since I I came to Saj Yoga in Australia, and I came to know Shamaji through a close friend. I mean, it's just in every way. I mean, my life is really is taken on a meaning, and I felt just very balanced. It's something that's very difficult to put into words, really, but it's just this, just a feeling of inner peace, really, which has come about through the Kundalini, which is, I mean, for us as Western people, it's a bit difficult to comprehend mentally, because it is something which is so simple, because the Kundalini is very, just by its nature, it's a purifying energy, and it just, any problems that one has, it just clears these problems out, and any habits that one has, anything that you're not happy with in your personality, it can just, it transforms you. And I just, after coming to Saj Yoga, I could just see how I was changing and how I was becoming a more, just a better person, a more easygoing person, a more loving person.
I had, when I was quite young, at the age of 16, I went to someone who was supposed to be a master from India. And I was very naive at the time, and I was very set on finding the truth and finding something beautiful in the world. And I heard these very nice words that were being said. And I began doing this, something that I was told was meditation. And I did this for many years, and still being quite naive, I didn't have the sense to stop doing it when I found my condition was becoming worse. And I became more and more separated from society, and I became more involved in drugs, and I found that the police were always looking for me. And I had a lot of problems at that time. And finally, when I came to Saj Yoga, and I felt this subtle system awakened within me, and I could feel and see the damage that had been done through these mistakes I had made, I realized that I had to stop it all, and it became just effortless to stop doing all these things. And Sahaj Yoga has become a main thing in my life.
Yes, I did different therapy, encounter groups, therapies, and I tried 3 different gurus for short periods. Basically, I didn't come into contact with the other gurus in any real sense. I just tried their meditations, and the people were not very impressive. The thing is that the people who do these other meditations and the people I was along with were having all sorts of problems in their lives, and they weren't particularly nice to each other, and they weren't stopping taking drugs, and they were continuing with all these things. And in fact, in Saj Yoga, you spontaneously drop these things, and it's like, I always wanted to be nice to people, but it's like now there's a way, and before, it's like you were wandering around not knowing. And when I came to Saj Yoga, I went to some programs with Shrimataji in London, and very soon it's like somebody said to me, well, a lot of people, all my friends noticed that my eyes had changed. They said, what happened, you've changed. And I felt quite different, but I didn't know in what way. And then quite soon somebody asked me about it, and I realised that hole that I'd been so conscious of, now it was closed. It was like there's a solid rock in the bottom, and now I could go on up. And to me then, after a while, after about a year or two, to me I saw it, that all the things I've been looking for were like in a valley, and you see a hill over there, and you go up that hill and think, well, maybe this is it, or maybe that's it, or maybe that's it. Always trying something else. And for me, Sahaj Yoga is the only thing that takes you up into a different level altogether.
Yes, well, basically, when I came, my life was in quite a disarray, and it's given me mastery over my circumstances, basically, I would say. I've been able to give up anything I'd like, which specifically drugs and smoking and drinking, and replace that with something higher, and a fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, and also develop a career, really, and become stable in that way.
I just got involved in drugs for a while, but that's all. I just stopped. I didn't take any more drugs because if I took some, it just like my body would react and my spirit would react, and actually you just become free from these things. You're not enslaved by them anymore. Yes, yeah, I mean, I just gave them up. I gave up drugs, I gave up alcohol, and I gave up smoking.
Sri Mataji is, in the mundane world, she is my sister. But in the divinity, when I see her formless, I see the Adi Shakti in her. That is what Sri Mataji is to me. I think this job which she is doing wouldn't have been possible to be achieved by any human being. It has to be done by an Adi Shakti. Because a man tries to remedy another man all his life and is not successful, while she has remedied so many people together. I think this is completely the job of the divinity. Adi Shakti, in the dictionary meaning, it means primordial energy. But to me, it means the whole vibrations, the whole air we breathe, the whole cosmos, the whole universe. That is Adi Shakti. It can't be described since it is formless. It can only be experienced. When I see her formless, when I see her in form, I definitely am reminded that I am her brother or that she is my sister. But when it comes to seeing her in the form of energy, then I don't have to see her in any form. And therefore, I only watch her tika. And then I get to see her in the true form, that is to be formless. Her birth was prophesied, and my mother, when she was going to deliver Sri Mataji, dreamt of a tiger in the wild jungle. And she was wondering what this was. And my father explained that you're going to give birth to an energy. And my father knew that Sri Mataji was an energy, or she was the primordial power. But none of us, including my mother, knew that she was an energy, or that she was the Adi Shakti. When she was younger, she was our obvious leader. We were totally 12 brothers and sisters. I am the youngest of the lot. And she was the leader of our older brothers and sisters also, because our parents always listened to her. So she had this leadership quality right from the beginning. And also that she was a very loving sister and was very generous and was all the time giving her love in one way or the other, by way of gifts or by way of her protection or by way of her compassion. But none of us knew her to be as the Adi Shakti or the primordial energy.
Well, she is the perfect mother. She is love herself. I was able to drive around with her for some time, and she's spending all her time just to share whatever she has with everybody. As many people as she can reach, she tries to share everything what she has. She could easily sit down and just do nothing because her husband is a very rich man and she's coming from a rich family, but she doesn't do. She has a timetable which I would not be able to stand for about 1 month even. And she does it for years together now, just to help people, going from one country, one continent to the other, and just sharing whatever she has and buying presents for the next country where she's going to. About her work, I mean, she was born to give this experience that I was allowed to have, that I could feel the connection with the divine. She was born to give it to everybody on a great level, not one people or two, but to everybody. And that was she's practicing the whole time now.
Sri Mataji for me is kind of savior, yes. She's the one who teach me to enjoy everything. She's the one who teach me really to be always joyful. Well, she's the one who spreads Sahaja Yoga. She's the one who gives self-realization. When you have your Kundalini awaken, you can really feel the joy of the spirit, and this kind of joy can really make you enjoy everything in the material world.
Sri Mataji Nirmala is our mother, because she has given us.
that stopped. Just a second. It's almost finished, but not quite. I'll just load it up again 1 second. Just a moment, folks. Hold on. And the application just went a bit pop. Let me just get the video on again. So, here we are. Okay. I think there's a technical hitch, as they call it.
She's the one.
She's this realization.
Okay, we can start with that. All right.
As realization. Which was never possible before in this way, because Shumatashini Maladevi is giving realization en masse, which is possible for thousands of people in one time, which was never done before.
Well, most definitely she's a very evolved spiritual teacher, and the more you practice Sahaja Yoga, you realize who she is, and you become more aware of who she is. So I'd say she's a very highly evolved spiritual teacher. from what I've experienced over 6 years, she has the power to awaken spiritually people en masse. She gives en masse realization, and once they're enlightened, they have the power to enlighten others. So I'd say her mission would be to awaken people spiritually and give them fulfillment that they've been looking for.
It's hard to say, really. She's the mother of the world, really. She's come to save the world. I mean, it sounds very corny, really, to save the world, but through this experience that she gives us, we become transformed, and we become more loving towards each other and more understanding, and we understand our bodies and our minds and each other a lot more easily.
When I see Sri Mataji now, I feel that I go thoughtless, and I feel that these chakras within me open, and I feel complete joy from my heart. And it's a very difficult thing to describe, but it's like seeing like a still lake, and seeing the beauty of yourself reflected in that purity and stillness. And as I say, it's a very difficult feeling to describe.
For me, Sri Mataji is for me something very special, and she gets more special all the time. It's always growing and growing inside, the feeling for her. Oh, well, she's a very exceptional person who does so much for the world. The way she keeps going and she travels, in the amount she just gives and gives and gives. There's no tiring, and she just actually gives love to everybody who comes to her.
Okay, that's the end of that. So let's just sit quietly, and we're going to do some quiet meditation now. I'll put the music on again just at the beginning. That may help us get that feeling of emptiness, a space around us. So if it helps, we can think of detaching ourselves from our environment, from our home. To go into emptiness, if you like. Because we're going to spend just a few minutes doing nothing and trying to think of nothing, worry about nothing, be happy about nothing. We all know that we're not our thoughts, and one of the things that can help us is that we are not our thoughts, we're not our body, we're not our feelings. But what we are is the awareness of them. Remember, it's called thoughtless awareness. And we are the awareness of our thoughts and our pain and our suffering and our happiness and our body and our feelings. We are the awareness. And awareness is where? What? It's invisible. that's what maybe we can try this evening, and just become that awareness. And awareness has no nationality, no age, no gender, no feelings, no thoughts. It just is, and it observes, and it is the witness. So we just bring our attention into the Sahasrara, to the top of the head, to that area above the top of the head if you want. And let the vibrations soar through the Sushumna, through the top of the head, out into the cosmos, and if you like. And that's where we all become one, we all join. So now we have the most powerful thing of all, which is silence. Most people don't like silence very much, and we're always surrounded by music in lifts, in supermarkets, in shops. But silence is very powerful, and through silence we can feel the awareness, we can become one with our spirit, and it communicates to us. So we can go in two directions. We can choose which one. We can go high, 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 or we can go down into the depths of our being, into the center of our being. And find peace and silence there. And then our attention also can be brought back up to the Sahasrara. And if we all together put our attention on the Sahasrara, we can all meet with the vibrations there. And all we have to do in this silence is listen, in case we hear something, some inner voice. So just one more reminder to bring our attention to the top of the head, to the Sahasrara.
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीमहालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः
So we can raise the Kundalini and put ourselves in Bandhan again if you want. So, that brings us to the end of this session. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm sorry about the glitch in the middle of the video, not in the middle, towards the end of the video. And thank you for your patience. So I wish you all a pleasant evening and great meditations. Good night. Jai Shri Mataji.
Oh